Whatever the trauma you've experienced due to COVID-19, whether that's losing a loved one, job insecurity, or simply suffering from loneliness, hopefully you're feeling ready to step back out into the world soon. But having been through so much this year, it's only natural if some of us feel anxious about re-emerging from such a long time in isolation. I've been testing the water recently and I wanted to share some of my experiences in case they could help you as you get back out into the world. Of the people who were stuck at home, it feels like there were two camps. People who went really hard into fitness, and then other people like me who didn't do very much exercise at all beyond walking in the park. I've personally lost so much fitness since last March, so when my friend Simon reached out to me and offered to give me a 30-day training program to get me fit for the world again, I said yes, and it was actually an amazing experience. Simon's the kind of guy who runs ultra marathons, so at first I was a little bit scared that he was going to be judgmental at just how much my fitness had dropped off. But I've honestly never heard anyone speak about fitness in such a compassionate way as Simon. I'm not going to lie, at the start it felt like someone had taken a sledgehammer to my body, but I came through it and I left that 30 days feeling a lot more like myself and even able to survive 90 minutes of football. Whether we like it or not, so much of our self-image is derived from seeing ourselves in comparison to others and getting things like compliments or friends. If you haven't had that for over a year, you might be really worried about how people are going to perceive you. My lesson from doing this fitness program with Simon is that that's completely fine, it's okay, everyone's feeling the same, and you'll find that the quicker you get back out and start doing that exercise again, the better you'll feel about yourself and the more confident you'll feel around other people too. I don't know what that looked like on the time lapse, but I'm absolutely goosed. You realise just how much a year and a half can change somebody's circumstances. If you're around my age, you might have friends who've gone through entire pregnancies since the last time you saw them and now have a baby. It's an incredible thing to happen, but it also means that your relationship with them is inevitably going to change as they've become parents. Even just going back on public transport and the office, things aren't going to be as they were before, and it's going to take some time for us to adapt to the new reality. I just want to edge my way back in a way that I feel comfortable, slowly build up my confidence, and eventually get back to feeling safe. If you are feeling worried about heading back out into busy spaces like an office or into shops, then one thing that I can recommend is going out on a rainy day. I get claustrophobic in small shops anyway. I'm like a fairly heavy set guy, and if you go into a shop like Uniqlo, I can't last longer than 5 minutes because I feel like I'm just constantly in the way. It was a bank holiday weekend here last week and we did plan on going shopping on the Sunday, but we just weren't really feeling up to it. So we delayed it a day and went on the Monday when it was raining, and honestly it was just a lot more emptier and it helped us just ease our way back into that whole experience. Wearing a mask turns out to be a massive advantage in shops like Lush. Ironically enough, I can't breathe in there without a mask, so being able to go in there with a face mask actually meant that I could stay in there for longer than 10 minutes. The main thing here is, again, just to start small and build up your confidence as you go. It's so difficult at the moment to make plans. Like, we don't know when we're going to be able to go abroad. We don't know when we're going to be able to see our family in other countries. I just feel like even if things get cancelled, you've got to make plans. You've just got to have something to look forward to. But even in smaller things like meeting friends for a coffee or going for a walk, maybe they're going through the exact same anxieties that you are. Maybe they're too worried about going out and they need a little bit of coaxing out into the world again. Give people a call, give people a text, suggest to do things, and meet people in smaller groups. You can go through this together. And my final tip is just to be sensitive to others. Again, we've been through so much this past year and you don't know what another person has experienced. Maybe they've been through something incredibly traumatic. And whether that's giving people enough space when you're out on the streets, asking people permission if you can take off your mask in their company, but also be really, really compassionate to all those people across the world who still don't have an access to a vaccine. And I don't know how, but we in the West need to do something to help the situation in countries like India. I hope that if you are feeling a bit anxious, you could just get a sense that you're not alone and there are people who are going through similar thoughts and feelings. As always, thanks so much for watching and I'll see you in a bit.